Hi everyone! So today I'm just gonna be going over like what I've learned over the years doing makeup. I'm not an expert by any chance. It's just how I've been doing my makeup for school and for work. So for each part, I'm gonna do the side how I used to do it, and then after the side how I do it now. So the first thing I would do back then, I would skip primer and go straight to foundation. I know I bought this foundation. It does not match my shade, but despite that, I use it anyways, and I would apply it directly like this, and I'll apply so much all over. And I would just take a brush and I would just pat her in. And I'll blend her out. I find that like from far away you don't see it, but up close it doesn't look the nicest. Like it could be better. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't look bad, but it could be better. And I wouldn't bring it down to my neck, so it would just be like a bit of a difference. Actually, this matches me pretty well. I feel like now I would put primer. I really like the texture of it. It was very expensive, but I find that it was worth it if I'm going for like a special event or something. I find that it finishes like my makeup, my base finish looks very nice. I put it on my forehead, my T-zone, my chin. I don't know why, but my chin is just so textured. I don't know if anyone else has that problem. Sorry, my mirror is just right over here. My chin would be like the first place that would get patchy, like around my mouth area. It would get so patchy at the end of the day. And then what I do is I'll take like a blue, because I find that's a bit warm compared to my neck. So I take like a blue eyeshadow and I'll just put it on like a thing here, and I'll pat out the dust, minimal amounts. And then I take the foundation and I put it right here. I'll take like a different brush and then I'll mix it. I find that the color after just is a lot more customized for me. Like you see the difference? It's very like subtle differences, but I find that it makes a difference afterwards. Yeah, I could go to Sephora and find a foundation that matches my skin tone a lot more, but I did spend like 40 bucks on this foundation, so I want to finish her before I get another one. I don't want to hoard a bunch of makeup on my makeup table for no reason. My chin will always be my biggest insecurity, I swear. On this side, I don't use as much foundation as I used to. I find that as long as it covers what I want it to, I don't have the need to add more layers. I find that it creases so much easier. After that, I would put like a sponge, so like this, and just pat over any excess just to have like a more even coat. I find that it doesn't crease throughout the day. And after foundation, I would do blush. I still do the same steps I used to, I just do it differently. This is my favorite blush for the longest time. I had blush blindness with this one. So what I do back then with the blush is apply it directly, like right here. You can see why I have blush blindness back then. I'll take like this brush and I'll just go directly like this. I would put it on the apples on my cheeks and I would blend it out into my temples. Wow, I think I'm gonna need a minute to blend this out. So that's blended out. I would keep her like this. I don't know what it was. I think it was like a trend back then, but like the blush was going all the way to the temples. Yeah, now what I do is I find that I have like a rounder cheek. Like my cheekbones are a lot lower. So I put my blush on the palette and then I would just lightly dab and I would put it, because my cheeks start here, I would put it a bit higher under my eyes. Like my cheeks looks a lot more higher than they are. And because I put it on the palette, it just blends out so much faster. Like the other one took me a good minute. This one is already blended out. It looks good. I'm ready for the next step, you know? On the other side, I would put my blush on my nose. I thought it was cute back then, the blush. And I'll put it on like a palette. After blush, I did contour, which is the longest thing that took me to learn properly. So before, I would just like, I see this line. You see the line I made with the blush? I would take that as a guideline to just directly put my contour like that. You know, everyone was doing it on like Instagram and YouTube, so I just watched what they did and I copied. I will put it up here. I put a big line under my jaw. I'll blend it out with the Tarte. At least, like back then, I would blush it upwards. Like this. I'll blend it out upwards. And then, when I was younger, I used to be so insecure about my forehead. I found that it was so big compared to the rest of my face. But now I think I made peace with it. I find that she's cute in her own ways. And I would just leave it like this. I wouldn't even blend it down. I would just like leave it like this. So, because I thought it would make my jaw look like so much sharper, you know? Yeah, it just looks weird. At close up, it looks really weird, especially in person. It doesn't look bad. Under my cheek looks really nice. But it could be better. So, I'm gonna do the same thing I did with my blush. I'm gonna take my contour stick and I put it on the palette. Then I take like a smaller contour brush, dab it. I do like this fish face. And it gives me an outline on where I should contour, you know? I find that it looks so much more natural and less harsh. And I would do the same thing for my forehead. I don't really contour my forehead that much. I find that I used to over contour it and it just made it look worse. You can see the difference already on how this side just looks so much more customized to my face instead of just like copy pasting what everyone else does, I guess. So after that, I would go with concealer. I've been using these two concealers for the longest time I've started using makeup. I would just put the lighter pink color right here. And I would put ginger right under it and have it like go like that. I wasn't really big into highlighting my forehead because she doesn't need us more attention than she already has. I'll blend it out to show you what it looks like blended first. And then I'll do the other side. Now when I do the other side, I'm going to do the same thing with the taffy in the middle. But instead of doing like a whole triangle, I just put a dot here. And then with Gingerly, the shade that's more my skin tone, because I do have eye bags, I find that when I cover it like this, it accentuates it a lot more up close, you know? So what I do is I put it on the lowest part of my eye bags, and I put a dot here. And then when I blend it, I blend the lightest color first. And then I go to like my skin tone one I put here, and I'll blend it upwards. And then I move my brush towards the end here. I find that it just brightens my eye a lot more. There's a lot less creasing when I powder after because there's not as much product on top. So this is the base before I powder. For powder, I'm just gonna go in with the MAC Prep and Prime Translucent. What I would do before is I would just take a brush. I put it in, I take a heap load of powder here. I wouldn't shake it off, and I would put it directly under my eye. And I just put a bunch of powder all over my face. What I do now is I take this puff, like a small little puff. I tap the powder that's there on top. And then I puff off the excess powder. And then I'll put it under my eye directly, like that. And if I need more, I just take the excess that was on my hands. Like the highlighting of my under eye looks a lot more natural on this side. I don't put powder on my forehead or the rest of my face because I find that it's a bit heavy throughout the day. So I just powder under my eyes just so when I put mascara or eyeliner, it doesn't transfer. After that, I'm gonna put blush, powder blush. I'm gonna take my MAC blush. On the side how I used to do it, I would put it, like I said, a lot higher. And I would just put it all over. And I'll put a lot on my nose. On the other side, I'll keep it like more here. And I just brush it upwards. So after powder blush, it would be bronzer. But back then, I would not use bronzer like at all. I don't know why. I felt like it just made me look like a different skin tone. So I never used it. On this side, I do now. I find that it gives me a more warm look. I don't know. It just finishes the look. So this is the Marc Jacobs 106 Tranquilize. This was discontinued a while ago. I got it and I never used it, as you can see. So I'm starting to use her now and I like it. And then I would put highlighter. So I'm going in with the Becca highlighter Rose Quartz. For how I used to do it, I would just take a bunch, like a lot on my finger. And I would put it like right here on my cheekbone. And I would just put so much. I just layer and layer a bunch of highlighter. Until I get like this line. Remember the line that was trending? Then I'll put like a big dot on my nose. You know, my... Now what I do is I put it in the same place, but I don't put a line. I kind of try to diffuse it out throughout my whole cheek for like a more natural look. And then I put it on my forehead here just to give me that shimmer back. I'll show you how I used to do for eyes. I'll show you how I used to do my eyeliner back then and how I do my eyeliner now. My eyeliner game has been on a journey. Yeah, so this is how I used to do my eyeliner. It would be very from the base going out and going back in. Like very, just a lot in my opinion. I'll show you a picture of how my eyeliner, like how big my eyeliner used to be. And how I do it now is I use like a brown. This is an eyeliner from Judy Dot. I go more downwards than I do upwards now with my eyeliner. I find that it just makes my eyes look a lot better, in my opinion. For Asian eyes, I find that there's so many ways you can do eyeliner, and right now, this is how I'm doing it. So for this side, I'd be done, but on this side, I have two other gel liners that I use. This is just a brown one from NYX. It's called Smoking Topaz. I'll put it in my upper waterline. And then I'll put some on top of my liner. I'll do my under eye. And the inner corner. And then I'll take this one from Bia. It's like a beige color. I just put it in the center of the waterline. And I find that it makes my eyes pop a lot more. Especially when I wear lashes or mascara. For mascara, being Asian and trying to have lashes just by wearing mascara is so hard. I find that no matter what mascara I use from the drugstore, it was just not doing much. So I'll show you what I used to do. So I'll get like a L'Oreal. This was like the best one I could find out of all the ones I've used. Even Sky High from Maybelline. It didn't hold my lashes up because they're pretty straight down. My favorite eyelash curler is the Shiseido one. I find that it works so well with my flatter eyes, I guess. It's not as round. It's just a lot flatter, as you can see. So I'll just put one coat and call it a day for my eyes if I'm not wearing lashes. On this side, I found it's the exact same collection as the other eyeliner, but the eyelashes. It is so good. My eyelashes stay up the whole day. It's the best mascara I've had in a long time. The other really good one that I would recommend for anyone that has like straight, stubborn eyelashes like I do, the Judy Doll one is really good. It's called Curling Iron Mascara. It is really good as well. But if I want volume, I reach for this one. The only thing I hate about these mascaras that are for stubborn straight lashes is that it's so hard to wash off after. I put my cleansing oil 2 times and a cleansing gel just to get this mascara off. So now what I do is I put a second coat. So my friend showed me such a nice trick is that she waits for her first coat of mascara to dry and then she puts a second layer on because the second layer has something to grip onto and it makes the lashes a lot longer. Like, it was game changer. Do you see the eyelash difference in just switching over to like an Asian mascara? I didn't even know I had eyelashes before. I would just wear falsies all the time. Look at that. The results speak for itself. Last step is just lippies. How I used to do it, I had one combo and I stuck with that combo forever. For everything, I just had one combo. And I never wanted to explore other combos. I didn't want to try and be open to different colors that might look good on me. So this was my combo. I would take the NYX, as you can see, she's very short now. It's a NYX lip pencil in brown. And then I would use the NYX soft matte lip cream in Abu Dhabi. And that would be it. I would wear this all the time, everywhere. It's a nice combo. It looks good, but I felt like I wasn't being open to other colors out there or other combinations that might also look good on me, you know? The newest lip combo that I've been liking on myself is lip liner by MAC in color Cork. And then I would use the MAC lipstick and Mull It Over. And then now I would put lip gloss. This is from Patrick Ta in Full Syringe. I regret buying this lip gloss so much. It was, I think, $40-something and it leaks all the time. So I can't put it in my purse. And it's just a regular lip gloss and I regret spending that much on it. So this is a product I learned my lesson on not get everything that's trending just because it's trending. So this is the final look. As you can see, there is very slight differences. It's not completely different, but it's just these small details that does change how your makeup will last throughout the day. Just embrace my natural features a lot more and enhances that instead of just following a trend. Steps according to my facial structure, I find that it just enhances how I look a lot more rather than just me following the what's next. So this is a close-up. this side doesn't look bad. Don't get me wrong, doing this isn't bad, but it's just not me. Let me know which one you guys prefer or liked, and I hope some of these techniques that I showed also helped you in your makeup routine. So yeah, okay, bye.